Hello students, today we are going to discuss about class 7 chapter 5 civics women change the world. In the previous chapter we have discussed about how work of women in the homes is not taken as work, and we also study how taking care of family members and doing a household work is a full-time job and there is a no specific hours at which it is a starts or end. And today we will learn about the work outside the home and understand how some jobs are seen to be more suitable for men than for women. And we will also study about how women struggle for their equality in their societies. Getting an education was and still is one way in which new opportunities were made for women. So this chapter will also briefly find the various types of efforts made by the women's movements to challenge discriminations in more recent years. So now we will move to the first topic of this chapter, fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. So when we talk about the job categories among the men and women, we think that women are good at only some specific job. For example, several pupils believe that women make a better nurses because they are more gentle. So this is associated with women's roles within the family. In the same way, it is believed that the science requires a technical mind and women and girls are not able to deal with technical things. So when we talk about any farmer, pilot, a factory worker or driver, the first image should be in our mind is a male. And when we are think about a nurse, our mind must be follow a female image. So this is because of the stereotypes. Stereotypes means fixed an image about a person. So because a number of pupils believed in these stereotypes, several girls do not get the same support that the boys do to study and train to become engineers and doctors. In most of the families, once girls finish their schools, they are persuaded by their families members to see the marriages as their main aim in life. But there are some exceptions. As an examples given in your NCERT books against the stereotypes, engine drivers are men. But Lakshmi Lakhera, 27 years old, from a poor tribal family in Jharkhand, has started to change things. She is the first women engine driver for Northern Railways. Lakshmi's parents are not educated, but they struggled hard and overcome several hardships to make sure their children got an education. So Lakshmi studied hard and did well and then went to get a diploma in electronics. She then applied in the railway board exam and passed it on her first attempt. So Lakshmi says that I love challenges, and the moment somebody says it is not for girls, I make sure I go ahead and do it. Lakshmi has had to do this many times in her life, and when she decided to take electronics and when she rode motorcycle at the polytechnic and when she decided to become an engine driver. So her philosophy is, as long as I am having a fun without harming anyone, as long as I am doing well and helping my parents, why should I not lead a lifestyle of my choice? So now let's move on the next topic of this chapter, learning for change. Today it is difficult for us to think that learning and school could be seen as not appropriate for some children. But in the past, the skill of writing and reading was known to only a few, and most of the children learned the work their elders or families did. But the situations for girls was very bad in all the communities. So in the 19th centuries, several new ideas about learning and education emerged. Schools became more common and communities that had never learned reading and writings began sending their children to schools. But even then, there was a lot of oppositions for girls' educations. Yet, many men and women made efforts to start a schools for girls, but women struggle to learn to read and write. So, there were the various examples about scholars whose plays a vital role in educating the women, or we can say enlightening the women educations. So some of the examples are there in your book. So first example is about Ramabai. Ramabai was given the title of Pandita because she could read and write Sanskrit, a remarkable achievement as women then were not allowed for this type of knowledge. So she went on to set up a mission in Koregaon close to Pune in 1898, where poor women and widows were encouraged not only to become literate but to be and independent. And second example is given about the Rasundri Devi was born in West Bengal, and at the age of 60 she wrote her autobiography in Bangla. Her book titled Amar Jeevan is the first known autobiography written by an Indian woman. Rasundri Devi was a housewife from a rich landlord's family. At that time, it was believed that if a woman learned to read and write, she would bring bad luck to her husband and become a widow. So, despite this, she taught herself how to write and read in a secret well after her marriage. So, now let's see the third example of your book of Ruqayya Sakhawat Hussain and her dreams about the Ladylands. So, she was born into a rich family having a lot of land. Though she knew how to read and write Urdu, and she was restricted to learn English and Bangla. So, in those days, pupils taught that English was a language that would expose a girls to new ideas. So, Ruqayya Sakhawat later on able to read and write English and Bangla with the help of her elder sisters and an elder brother. And after then, she wrote a remarkable story titled Sultana's Dream when she was only 25 years old. So, this story imaginated a woman named Sultana who reaches a place named Ladylands where women had the freedom to work, study, and create inventions such as flying cars and controlling a rain from the clouds. And after then, she started a school for girls in Kolkata in 1910, and to this day, the school is still functioning. So these are the some remarkable examples to bringing around the women literacy. So now your today's topic has to be completed. In next class we will discuss about the next topic of this chapter. Thank you.